I went to the deli the other day and I walked up there and I was like, hey, can I get some chicken? Because, dude, look at me, I'm shredded. And chicken and rice only. And I was like, can I get some chicken? And the guy walks up, I'm like, okay, is there like anyone available who can assist me? He comes up to the counter, he looks at everyone working there, and he's like, all right, white or dark? I was like, oh shit. I don't care what they look like. I'm not that kind of guy. Call me crazy, dude. I don't know. Also, I don't know if you've ever been in a situation where you think you're not being the racist one, but you are. Being there. Are you here with your family?
Yeah.
Is it your whole family? It's a whole family there?
My mom, my aunt, my stepdad.
Your mom, your aunt, and your stepdad? I didn't know adults were allowed to have step-parents. That feels like a little kid thing. I've never heard like a fully grown woman be like, yeah, that's my stepmom. It's like, whoa, oh my god.
Well, you want to have the truth? It's the second stepdad I've had.
You know what's crazy? The craziest thing is I feel like I could have guessed that. I feel like...
Welcome to the Nice Bits podcast. I'm Gabe Cohan.
And I'm Luke Binko, filling in for RJ Signs. Who am I?
Yes, you are.
I am.
For the whole night. He will be here with me. Luke just had a set. RJ is in Oregon doing shows.
Yeah.
Luke, sorry, that was a real non sequitur. How do you think it went this week?
RJ's in Oregon doing my shows. He's doing the shows that I was supposed to be doing, but I was like, I'll take over the cast. How did my thing go? I think it went fine. I opened with like a solid joke. People seemed to like it. Went into some crowd work because the crowd seemed like rowdy in the beginning. Boy, were they rowdy.
Yeah, they were kind of crazy.
Yeah, I like it though.
Yeah, it was like a, I don't know, classic kind of drunk Huntington Beach crowd.
Yeah, I would say these are the nice bitch crowds I'm used to, dude.
Yeah?
Yeah, I like them rowdy.
And the ones where you go up and murder on asking people questions?
Yeah, the ones where you go up and you go, hey, like you mentioned something offhand, and they're like, I'm fucking racist. Dude. Like, yes, you are. I knew it, too.
Word for word what happened, too. You were like, have you ever had an instance like that? I was super racist.
Yeah, I'm racist. It wasn't even a question. It was just like, yeah, it's awkward, blah, blah, blah. She's like, I'm so racist.
Do you know what she was saying at the end? Because to me, it sounded like she was like, I'm racist, like I only like black guys. That's what it sounded like to me.
Yeah, that is what it sounded like. So I was like, oh, well, that's actually not racist.
No, that's like affirmative action.
Yeah, you might have bad friends. I think that's...
Yeah, very bad friends.
Not a good peer group if you're like, yeah, this is racist. I think black guys are okay. It's like, oh, well, that's most of the world.
Well, I wouldn't go that far. There's a lot of people out there.
That's true. What a great opener.
Yeah.
I'm glad this is where the conversation's headed.
Yeah, I hope we cut this. But that's okay. So be it. Let's just hope no one ever finds us out.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, maybe I'll play the role of RJ. Luke,
yes.
You just went up there. You crushed. You leveled the whole room. I'm blown away. How does it feel? RJ, thank you so much, first of all. It's only a drop in the bucket. I got a long ways to go, but I truly appreciate it. I love you. You're my boyfriend. I miss you.
And now a classic Gabe question. So what would you do differently?
I would do a lot differently. Yeah. I think I would go up there with a pocket full of jokes. I have like a couple jokes that I was like ready to do, but I was so tempted by the crowd work because I just love crowd work that I was like, oh, I gotta talk to these people.
Why do you feel so strongly like doing crowd work as an opener? Because I see the appeal to it where it's like a table setter. You seem more personable. What about it appeals to you to level set or to open with it?
That's a good question. I think it's because I'm a comic who likes to go back and forth with like things that have gone on in the room, and I like to riff and stuff. And when I was like doing the competition, I would always really appreciate it when something would happen where I learn more about the crowd. I'm able to go up there and kind of do my jokes, but also have some off the cuff things. Yeah. So I guess you could say I'm a martyr, and I'm sacrificing myself for the good of getting information out of the crowd.
You definitely do seem like a martyr. Like.
True.
That's the only way I'd label you.
True, yeah.
When people are like, what do you refer to Luke as? I'm like, no, first, a martyr.
True fact. It's so true.
And then secondly, an advocate for the people.
Honestly, couldn't have said it any better myself. Bit of a George Washington type, honestly. The George Washington of comedy.
Yes. Yeah. Oh, yeah. You cross the Delaware into crowd work.
This has taken such a. I love crossing the Delaware into crowd work as a phrase, but what a turn this whole conversation has taken.
Well, unfortunately, this is really typically what happens when RJ isn't here with me. Yeah, like the first time. Sorry, again, we should probably stop recording at this point. But the first time,
inside baseball for you guys.
Quite literally, the first time we did this out front, I was just like sitting there talking to Ase and Seth, just having normal conversations with them, just recording it on a podcast. And then Kenny was like, "Can you keep it more centric on nice bits?" And I was like, "Yeah, totally."
If in summary of how I feel about my set, I think it was solid. I think I could have tried to have some more jokes to stick to, but I was indulged by the siren of crowd work. I was lured in.
You're becoming more poetic as the night goes on.
True.
This will be good.
I'm 34. Thank you. Turning 35 in a few months. Yeah, no, 30's been good. Yeah. 30's been great. Yeah.
We're here with Mr. Wynn. How was your set tonight?
It felt nice. It felt good. I put it together I've had the material, but I assembled it this morning. So the fact that it kind of went out smoothly at least, so that was nice.
Yeah, you said this was your third time doing stand-up?
Third time, yeah, and second time here at Nice Fits.
Nice.
Damn nice.
Yeah.
That's great. Do you like doing the Nice Bits competition for any specific reason? You've come back 2 out of your 3 times doing comedy.
Yeah. I mean, the first time I was invited because I just met one of the judges the last time, but she's friend with my friend.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, and so I have a theater background. I've just never done stand up like this, but my friend, who is a mutual friend of the judge, knew that they were coming out, and so they was like, "Hey, Juan, come out. There's this competition thing." I'm the OC, and I was like, "Okay, why not?" I've never done it. I've only done stuff on campus at my university.
Nice.
And then I enjoyed you guys, so here I am again.
Yeah, we're decent people for the most part. I'd like to say, yeah, definitely. For you, what was the biggest learning experience going between your second time doing stand up to your third time doing stand up?
I mean, definitely one thing I'm learning just watching crowd. So, the first time I ever did stand up was just at a university open mic, and they're usually more nicer. They create intentionally an atmosphere of welcoming and supportive, where public crowd, you just never know.
Yeah.
From last time to this time, even now, just sitting out there, I'm like, let me see how these people are.
Yeah.
How to approach, and sometimes on the spot, I'm like, maybe I'll cut that out because that might not do well with this crowd and stuff. So crowd work is something I constantly observe and learn.
Yeah. Well, I mean, you observed him doing some expert crowd work out there before you went up.
I wouldn't say expert, but so when you say cut stuff out, do you record your sets or anything and listen back to it later? Or you kind of just remember I'm not gonna say that. I should have said it like this. How do you do it?
The first time I did it, I actually didn't record myself. All 3 times, I usually call a friend up or FaceTime somebody and just rehearse with a friend real quick.
Nice.
Yeah, so I do try to run it by somebody.
Yeah.
But, I've never recorded myself. But the first time I ever did stand up, I have a recording of it, so I go back and watch and observe it. Yeah, so I'm hoping this one, maybe I can get the recording of it. I don't have one from the second set, so.
Yeah, no, it sounds very theatrical. As you said, right, you have the theatric background, so just the rehearsal before and then afterward, right, just sitting there thinking about reflecting on it. But that's awesome. Well, thank you so much,
thank you so
Swan.
much for
Appreciate it.
having
Thank
me.
you for coming back.
Really, I think one thing I just want to add is I love the fact that there's a variety of y'all. I think that's what I love most about here.
Yeah, just a variety of white guys, you mean?
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
And Jews.
Yeah. Who are kind of, sort of white.
I know. I mean, what? Get out of here. No, I'm kidding.
No, I just love the fact that there's variety of experience. So it's cool coming because you can learn from everyone.
It's great. Yeah, I think that's a great part about Nice Bits for sure. It's really fun.
Yeah, I think this crowd definitely seems a little rowdy, and I'm sure they'll throw up some of the stuff that we saw during Ann Flagg's set because it was a little rowdy, a lot of screechers out there, which is a little abnormal.
Yeah,
but, it's a good time. It's definitely a learning experience. So thank you again, Twan. We appreciate
Thank
the
you
time.
so much for having us.
Growing up with a brother with autism isn't it's not all that bad. It's actually got some perks, I'm not gonna lie. One of the biggest ones definitely was Disneyland Fast Passes. When I went to Disneyland as a kid, And this is back in the day when they give you fast passes for the whole day, unlimited use, right? Before people started faking being disabled and it started taking our passes, and now they canceled it. And the looks on people's faces when we would just, me and my family, my brother, we'd saunter up past the neurotypical line and we would just walk past, and people would like scout us out trying to see if one of us was faking it, you know, and they're like all envious and shit. And I'd catch them doing it, and I'd just point to my brother and be like, oh, sorry, you know, he's kind of crazy. Blame God, not me. I didn't do that shit.
We're here
back.
with Antonio.
That's me.
How do you think your set went? You're good. You can just talk into it.
Cool. I think it went great. I really liked it, actually. Honestly, usually when I go to open mics or like any sort of show, I'm typically just like, I just scroll through my list and like pick 3 jokes. I'm just like, all right, that's what I'm doing, and I don't rehearse it. This time I actually rehearsed like a whole like 3 minutes, and like I trimmed it down to make sure I got through it, and I pretty much hit every mark. So I can't be, regardless of what I forget is Kenny. Regardless of what Kenny said, I think it went really well.
I think you're kind of likable in a way. I think if you like think about everything you said after you said retarded 4 times, like think everything you said after that was funny. Like all of those stuff about Disneyland. Like if you just went up and said, I have an autistic brother and this is how we go to Disneyland, the Fast Pass thing, and told the other story, I think that would be like way funnier than you just cheaply calling him retarded or whatever, which is like, I mean, I think it's funny because I'm a fucking idiot, but like if you're performing for like people that are paying for tickets, like a regular crowd of people on a date night on a Friday night, they're gonna fucking hate that. It has to be much, you have to do that with much more care, even if it is your own brother. They're not buying into you just calling him retarded. But I like you. Like I think you're likable. There's something likable about you, and the middle part was good. The dick stuff was weird. Like if you're gonna talk about crazy shit, like your brother's huge dick, or calling him retarded, you gotta be really fucking good at what you do. You gotta fucking cross those T's and dot those I's. So that's my full review. But I don't know. Keep doing it. How long have you been doing comedy? He's like 17 years. How long have you been doing comedy?
A year.
A year? Do you go up a lot?
Once every other week, maybe.
Yeah. So you've been doing comedy for fucking 2 weeks. So you just need to do a comedy a million times. You did great. That's what I'm saying. That's why you're likable. You have some type of stage presence. You got to say better shit than that.
Confident stunner, dude.
I know. It reminds me of you a little
Every
bit.
mark, dude. You are just like me. We are 2 young stunners. How old are you?
I'm 21, almost 22.
Oh.
Oh
Damn.
my fuck, you're young as shit. You're a
How old
little
are you?
baby, dude.
He's-
I'm 22.
Oh, shit. Okay.
Newly 22. It's whatever.
Minted.
I'm a Pisces.
That's good. That means you're a dog shit at comedy, right? That's what a Pisces means.
This interview's over. No, wow. I'm glad that you have that reaction. When you say you will just pick out 3 jokes, you normally just don't plan out a set. You're just like, oh, just these are the 3 that I'm most excited to say or that I'm working on. What makes you pick
I'm
that?
not trying to I'm just like, I'm gonna explain like my process is like I wrote comedy as soon as I started writing comedy as soon as I got out of high school, and I didn't perform any jokes for like over 2 years.
Wow.
So I just have like a laundry list of material. Some of it is dog shit, and I haven't even done it. I wrote it like 2 years ago, but I'm still doing stuff that I've never done before from
Wow.
back then. So I'm more in the stage of comedy where I'm chasing the thrill of getting laughs on a joke I've never told before. These jokes, I had done these jokes before, like once before, and I stuck them all together, and I actually rehearsed a set. But yeah, I'll just be like, all right, do that one, and I won't rehearse it. I'll just I just know what the joke is, and sometimes it bites me in the ass, but yeah.
Wow.
That's it.
Thrill seeker.
I know. That's
Yeah,
very
I
bold
honestly,
of you.
I like bombing, and I don't care when people tell me that like, oh, you can't say the word like, I won't say the word that I was saying on stage here because I don't know the R word. But
You
I
can
don't
guess
know.
which one.
Right.
Pick your pick, and which
Yeah.
are.
I don't know, because like personally, and one of the reasons I love stand up is that I love making fun of my brother because it helps me.
One of
and
the
ju-
reasons
sorry,
I love
just-
stand-up is I love making fun of my brother.
It's
And
great.
just for the context, can you explain? Because during your set, you explained about your brother.
Right. My brother has autism, and for a long time, like I used to be the kid in elementary school. Like when people said the R word, I would start crying. And I've done a full 180, and I've worked a lot to like realize that as soon as you start putting people in a glass box, like my brother, and you start having taboo language, that's when the actual you start actually ostracizing them. That's the reality, and I'm telling you from experience. So I like to do those jokes because honestly, this is my personal opinion. Again, I think people are behind on this issue, but that's just me. That's me.
Damn,
I'm
dude,
right.
modern day philosopher, bro.
That's just
I
how
know.
I look at it.
an advocate for the R.
Yeah, I trust me,
An
I am.
advocate.
They're hilarious too. They're so funny. There's so much more I could talk about that I probably shouldn't.
When you say they, you mean like autistic people?
The
So-
autistic people, yes.
Okay, yeah.
So, all right, never mind. I'm not going to go there. But no, when you say they, isn't that kind of like creating the same barrier that you're talking about destroying?
I mean, I guess it all depends on like context. Like,
Okay.
I'm saying like there isn't like, that group of people, because they are a group of people. There is an identifying feature amongst all of them that they all, have more or less chromosomes than the standard individual. But it doesn't. I'm not saying like they to be like, oh, they and we're us. Like it's just a designation.
All right, that's fair. That's fair. You do sound like a military kid.
Yeah.
Are you?
I am.
I had a feeling.
That's
dude.
crazy. That's not the first time.
snipe.
That's
Yeah.
not the first time I've been
yeah.
out of
Snipe
comedy
the
club.
military
Yeah,
kid.
What?
Yeah.
Do you have military friends?
No, you just seem like it. I do have a friend who's in the IDF actually. I have
Okay.
one.
That's epic.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm in the.
Depending on your
I
side.
don't know where you stand.
Sorry.
I'm in
yes, you
I'm
do.
in the reserves for the Marine Corps.
Okay, interesting.
Nice.
Did you see Top Gun Maverick?
I did.
How many times?
I've seen it twice. The second time it was a little bit better, but it's not that good.
The fact you asked how many times, I was like, one. He's gonna say once.
No.
Twice. I mean, come on.
Yeah.
It's
No, it's kind of. But I'll tell you this right now. Like the. I already hate the government. I hated the government before I joined, and now like I'm actively getting fucked by them. So it's like, I mean, we all are really, but
not me.
that's.
I'm off the grid.
I'm gonna stop talking about the government before I stay in here for the next hour because
No.
I will not stop.
No,
So.
You're
you're good.
fine. You're fine. You're an advocate for more than just people with autism. You're an advocate also anti-government,
Right.
anti-military
And
industrial
trust me, I
complex.
work with a lot of autistic people in the Marine Corps. So.
Really?
Yeah.
They're
Well,
fucking super soldiers. Are you kidding me? They're lethal.
You can just put them out there, no feelings.
yeah, they just-
Were you a funny guy in the military? Were you like little jokester, or they don't like that?
I did. I did make the best of. I actually used to write jokes when I was in boot camp on pieces of paper, like in my rack and stuff. So I was writing jokes there. And then when I went to job training, I did start like a new joint presentation, and like I would take all the people who just came in, who are brand new. I'd been there like 3 or 4 months, and I'd give them like a Google slide presentation that I made, and I put it on the wall with a projector I had in my room, and it was just like half of it was like good stuff, and like half of it was just complete bullshit. And I just do it, and all my roommates would try not to laugh the entire time. And I tell them like, no man spreading in the platoon, like you can't do that, and they'd all take it seriously. It was really funny.
Did a drill sergeant ever find a joke you wrote and make you do push-ups?
They did not. They did
Really?
not. I kept it in my little notebook that you have where you write letters.
Wait, they give you notebooks?
Well, you have pieces of paper and you use those to write letters to your family so that you can get
Okay.
mail back. And I kept it in there, and they're not allowed to touch that unless you're writing letters when you're not supposed to be. Then they can take it from you. But the thing is that.
Oh, so there's like designated
You can't-
letter
this isn't
writing time.
letter writing time.
I know.
Yeah, there are times very
nap
small
time,
windows.
gun time.
I love to think that you're
That's
like
crazy.
in war, guns are flying at you, and where someone guy pulls out like
I
a
got
little
a
picture
bit.
of his girlfriend. You got like, dude, this bit's so funny. If I make it back home
Yeah,
to
bro.
say this
That's
bit,
good.
It's gonna murder,
my
just like what
God.
I'm doing right now.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Right.
All right. Well, thank you so much,
Yeah.
Antonio. Yes.
Yeah. And what's your name?
Gabe.
Gabe.
Luke.
Luke.
It's
So
a
great
pleasure having you.
conversation.
Thank you, man.
You got to talk about some of this stuff on stage. I feel like
Nah,
you're
man,
both
man,
about it.
honestly, like I have some stuff, but like it's just kind of like if I was doing a whole room of people who
It's
had
the PTSD
Military.
gets
military
you.
people, then it would be good. But
Yeah,
it's just
okay.
you just can't like. I don't know. It's because the context of being there and then like remembering what it was like when I bring it up. But
Yeah.
it's not the same.
Yeah.
Like I had no idea. If you tried to explain to me the things that I saw or experienced before I left, I'd be like, "What the fuck are you talking about?"
I went to film school. That's kind of like the military
Oh, yeah?
if you think about
You
it.
went to film
Yeah,
school?
do
Yeah,
you
it's
guys
basically
got,
the
like-
military.
I do screenwriting. Actually,
People say it's harder.
that's cool.
Really?
Yeah, I just finished a movie.
Dude, sounds like we're best friends.
Instead
That's
of letter
lit.
writing time, you guys just have like.
Where do you go to film school?
I went to Chapman. I just graduated.
Oh, nice.
Yeah.
Yeah, man. I'm getting a minor in film, so that's cool.
Really?
Yeah.
All right. What's her name? All right. Okay. We're done. We're done. All right. Thank you
Antonio,
guys.
thank you.
All right, Luke. Thank you.
Pleasure.
Gabe,
I appreciate it.
This was great.
And if you're any military people listening, thank you. What
Thank
did
you for
say?
your
Salute.
service.
Thank you for your service.
Yeah.
I'm really tired. I had an overnight shift. I work with people with special needs, right? Now I know what some of you are thinking. You're like, you work with people with special needs? Are you sure about that? Are you sure people don't work with you? And no, I remember when I told my dad, once I got the job, I was like, hey, I got a job working with people with special needs. And it was like, son, that doesn't make any sense. I was like, why? It was like, would you hire a baby to babysit a baby? I was like, what? I was like, what does that mean, Dad? And he was like, that's my point. No, I'm just kidding. I don't have a dad, guys. Like.
We're here with Dom.
Hello?
Thank you, Dom. Dom, how do you think your set went tonight?
I think it went all right. Could have been a little bit better at the beginning, but I think overall pretty good. But I don't know. That's really not me to judge.
Yeah, no, I
good
think
answer.
it was fun, at least, you know. I would say I had a good time watching it.
Thank you.
I think it was great. I thought it was really funny. I like your confidence on stage. You had a lot of act outs this time that I thought were really funny.
Yeah.
I'm bad with act outs.
When you do the I'm so broke, I'll go into the arcade and make my own arcade sounds. I love that.
It's true, though. Yeah.
Oh,
Have
that's
you done that?
cripplingly
I
sad.
do it all the time, especially like the motorcycle games. I'll just be on it.
Do those even make a sound?
So even when they have like the video going and the sound is coming
with
through
the video, it's even better.
Really?
Yeah,
'Cause
I'm not just staring at a blank screen.
Oh, so will you do like the sound effects of the turn of the intro video? Because like you know how on like the motorcycle game they'll have the like show a motorcycle running. Do you do the turn?
Yeah, I'm like. I'm doing it all.
That's pretty cool.
It's kind of a talent of mine. Yeah.
You definitely are multi-talented. Speaking of multi-talented, you had a lot of questions off stage that were answered. How did it feel to have all the judges kind of ask you questions post your set?
It's give me more time to like speak to the crowd, so like I don't mind.
Yeah, I think you won them on your side.
I agree.
Yeah. Like they were kind of
not enough though.
I think the crowd's kind of bummed that you were not on the finalists after the interactions.
I think it was a really funny. Like you're always good in the crowd. You're always a good crowd member and responder and stuff. And I thought that was so funny when they were asking the questions. You had pretty good responses.
Yeah,
I wish that was taken into account.
I appreciate
it should have been, in my opinion.
You guys should judge next time.
Dude, you hear that? You hear what the people want? The people want us to judge.
That would be an interesting time. I think no one would learn anything from it, but we'd have fun.
We'd just be talking about something completely unrelated and be like, oh yeah, it was good.
Yeah.
You're up there.
By the way, sorry, what was your set about again? Yeah. That'd be good.
Want to see this meme?
What's kind of the learning curve been like for you? Because I know Kenny mentioned, right, that you've been pulled the last 3 weeks and you've been getting progressively better. For you, what's kind of been a different approach or what have you done differently to get to that point?
Honestly, I think not being as high as I was the past couple of weeks really helps, you know.
Yeah, that's good. That's smart.
Step 1?
Developing.
Yes.
Developing the craft.
But, I don't write my jokes, right? I just think
Ever?
them. No, I don't.
You have no joke written
I
down?
have no jokes written down.
Do you record your sets?
I do sometimes.
Okay.
And, I'll just be driving home and I'll be like, I could have said that instead.
And then you don't.
And I just kind of like modify it as I'm doing it, if that makes sense.
Do you ever wish that you did write it down, or you think that would
No,
throw you
I feel
off?
like that would just throw me off. Because then I'll be like,
Damn.
I have a certain thing I'm
Yeah.
trying to hit versus I have a general idea.
It's like the complete opposite from someone else that we interviewed earlier today, Antonio.
Yeah.
Because he's saying he's very regimented. Like, I want to hit this, 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 this. I know I'm going to hit that. For you, you're a little bit more like fly with it, feel out the crowd, feel out the vibe.
So I have a skeleton
Yeah.
in my head.
And you fill in the blanks.
Not my closet, but yeah, my head. What I'm going to do.
I have a skeleton in my body.
You do? Interesting.
Yeah.
Do I have one too?
He'll show you it too later today if you want.
I'll show you my bones. I'll show you my bones, brother.
Wow.
Drop the S. All right. I'm sorry. Well, I'm
disgusted.
Do you have any more questions for Dom or?
I don't really. My biggest question was just about your writing process, but
Yeah.
I like the what you talked about, just going over the general topic and kind of just riffing and figuring it out.
Yeah.
Do you think that's where some of the confidence comes from when you're on stage?
I feel okay. So if I have something that I need to like memorize, I feel like I would just fuck it up every time. Be like, fuck, like I wasn't supposed to say that word first.
Yeah.
It's a or not and, you know.
Yeah.
Versus just whatever.
Definitely. Well, thank you so much, Dom. It's been a
No,
pleasure.
thank you.
Thank you guys.
To the people.
To the people.
We're here with our two lovely judges for the evening. Thank you guys for joining.
Of course.
How was your second time judging for you?
My second time was great. I felt like the crowd before was a lot. There was a lot more people, maybe. Maybe that's what it was.
I think more mannered towards stand up.
Yes. Yeah. The hecklers were really throwing me off.
Yes. There were a lot. I know this was your first time. It felt I shouldn't project. How do you think it felt? Or how did it feel for you?
So the loud table, I saw them come in.
Yeah.
And I was standing behind them, and they came up to the door, and they stood there for 4 or 5 or 6 minutes straight, blocking the entire door with the whole family across the door.
Yeah.
Completely.
And there was
unaware.
another comedian, the guy that was runner-up to a finalist.
Yeah.
Me and him were standing, and I knew he was a comedian, so I was just standing there patiently. I wasn't going to say anything. I was just going to wait till they moved. And I was actually watching him to see what kind of person he was, to see what he would do in that situation.
That's Asperger's talking right there.
Really?
So I was watching, because I knew he might go up, and I'm like, oh, am I going to judge him based on how he acts in this interaction?
Did you?
No, I did. Well, he did the same thing I did, which
Yeah.
was just wait politely till they moved.
Yeah. Yeah.
So I was like, okay, I like him.
I think that's fair. For you, were they as rowdy of a table as you've ever seen it?
Yeah, I feel like last time I was able to focus a lot more on what they were saying.
Yeah.
And this time I was like more focused on whatever the table was saying, and it was kind of throwing me off.
Yeah,
a
and I
little bit.
think part of it is like you couldn't really understand anything that they said, too, because like they were hammered.
Yeah.
Which is fine. I know Xavier, who works here, very funny comic as well. Didn't go up tonight, but he kept briefing everyone. He was like, guys, that table is fucking hammered tonight.
were
I saw.
wild.
I knew they
Yeah.
were hammered as soon as they walked in, and I knew they were from Ohio.
Oh,
as
I
soon
was
as they
having a
walked
chat
in.
with
You
that
knew
girl.
they were from Ohio?
I would bet that they're from Ohio.
I had a chat with that girl in the bathroom. We were both in different stalls, and she kept talking and talking to where I finally just chimed in and had a full blown conversation.
Wait,
with her.
is that something you guys do in stalls?
I do.
Really?
Like if I hear girls talking so much about something and I have something to say about it, then yeah, I'm gonna say.
What
something.
about if a girl farts next to you?
Then
Do you
I just
laugh?
I might go, just like a cute little.
No,
Like,
do you laugh like out loud so they can hear you?
No. I would never want to embarrass them.
Would you ever be like, damn?
If I was wasted, I'd say, damn. I'd say that was a fucking.
So if you were at that table in the stall with them, you would have been like, damn, this place is awesome. This is the best experience of my life.
No. If I was at the table with them, I would have been putting my fucking
Embarrassed?
hand over. Yeah, I would have been like, shut the fuck up.
Wow.
Yeah. I know how that is. You
Yeah.
don't do that.
Well,
Don't heckle people.
If you give me enough vodka, I will do that as well.
me too. You're right. If
yeah.
I was fucking plastered, I would.
Yeah. For you guys though, how did you guys like the comics for the evening?
I was actually hoping that your stepbro was gonna be on the wheel, but he was one of
stepbro? Which
the
stepbro?
kid
Which one?
that can suck his own dick.
There was a what?
Oh, no, but he
you don't
wasn't.
know about this?
I was back here interviewing people.
So-
Oh no, this was last time.
Last time.
Last time I
Oh,
was a judge.
Luke. Yes.
Luke.
Yes.
But he
of
came
course.
up
Little
first.
Luke.
Yes.
I went up to him. I'm like, my van's almost ready. I'm getting the candy in there for you.
Yeah, no, Luke was interviewing people on this with me earlier.
okay.
Yes, I remember last time where he bent in half.
Yes.
Yeah.
That's my podcast question. I asked people if
Really?
you could suck your own dick, would you? It's Get in the Car podcast. You guys go check it out.
Very
But
good podcast.
that is my number one. That's how I realized, like, well, my thought process on it in the beginning was if somebody says they wouldn't try to suck their own dick, they're probably lying.
I think most guys have tried. There comes a
Have you
for sure.
tried?
Of course.
yeah. When you're
never
like
knew this.
when you're like 11 or 12, you're like, oh, let me try. And
Dude, that's like the same as me like humping the side of the couch.
So every guy.
it's a little different. It's like you trying to eat yourself out, more like it.
You know what
But-
I used to do? I used to have a stool that you could tip upside down and I'd hump the legs of the stool. You didn't try that?
You mean put one in each hole?
No, I wouldn't put it in a hole. I would just hump it.
What is it? A round leg?
Yeah, it was like a rounded.
Why
like-
wouldn't you put it in the hole?
Because I didn't know about that
Oh,
yet.
okay.
All I
right,
knew.
This got too gross.
No, it's fine. It's
This got
okay.
too young for me.
Everyone
I'm
went
sorry.
through puberty. It's okay. It happens. We all been through it.
Yeah, I'm not
Anyways.
shaming you. Yeah,
Don't
I was.
kink shame.
No, I like I like seeing comics workout sets.
Yeah.
I really like after I found out that they're not just like going off the cuff
This
after.
is a funny story. Me and Blake used to go watch comedy shows all the time. I used to go before when I was younger with a fake ID with my mom and stuff.
Yeah.
But then we started going, and he realized, I think like halfway through Bobby Lee's second time we had ever seen Bobby Lee.
Yeah.
That he wasn't just coming up with the shit off the top of his head. He's like, he has all this shit planned out. I'm like, yeah, that's how it works.
and then I felt like the magic was ruined for a while.
No, definitely. But the thing is, like, definitely a great comic, right? Period.
His stand-up is so good.
Yeah.
He hurts me live.
But
Yeah,
but
our
like,
stomachs are hurting from
and
laughing.
I think you guys can see it as well with like people here, where it seems so conversational, where that like kind of magic, like, oh my god, like there's no way that they ever wrote this, like they're that good. Where you're like, they didn't write this, they're just that good naturally at what they're doing. Yes. But years and years of experience.
Yeah, because it seems so real. It feels like they're saying it for the first time.
Yeah.
Right,
They're really
and that's
good.
so hard that they
Yes,
they
it
can have
is.
such good timing
Mm-hmm.
and do the same thing over and over with the same enthusiasm.
Oh yeah.
Have
yeah.
you heard of Casey Rocket?
Oh yeah. I know he works at Comedy Mothership.
Yes.
Yes, Joe Rogan's
So
club.
we went to see YMH Live like probably 2 years ago, and then we went to Red Band's Secret Show.
Yeah.
And Casey Rocket was there today. It reminded me because today I was live on Instagram and somebody asked me, who are your two favorite stand-ups you've ever seen? And I said Bobby Lee and Casey Rocket.
Yeah.
So he's
Casey does come up
amazing.
with a lot of stuff on the spot
He's
too.
amazing.
Just because it's so out there.
It's so
I mean-
out there. It's so my.
Yeah.
It's
I think he's
so,
funny.
Like my sense of humor. It's so good.
That's a really deep cut as well. I know he's very funny. Like, not never seen him, but definitely seen his clips on Instagram, and they're
Yeah.
killer. Yeah,
I was
killer.
crying, laughing, and I feel like nobody else really was, but I was.
You were
cry-
laughing the hardest
I
out
was
of
laughing the
everyone.
hardest.
Yeah, no, that's awesome. Well, thank you guys for coming and
Of
judging. And thank
course.
you
Of
for,
course.
for coming on this podcast.
For
Appreciate
sure.
it.
Thank you for
Thanks for
having
having
us.
us.
Yeah. Have a great night. We're here with tonight's champion,
Whoa.
John Daniel Luna.
Whoa.
How does it feel?
Feels good. Feels just as good as the other 8.
Shell shock just hit Luna.
You're a fucking piece of shit, you know that?
Honestly, this might have been one of my best Night Spits performances ever.
It was very fun.
I honestly would agree.
Yeah, you were super
And what's crazy
loose.
is the show was like one of the worst Night Spits we've had,
I
probably.
like it. I like when the crowd is rowdy. People were really upset, but I enjoy it.
Yeah. I
There's
think
crowd where they're like dead. This was the opposite.
you had good riffs in the 1 minute,
Yeah.
just right off the bat.
I love a riff
Anne was
minute.
the thing with although when I did the riff, Anne was like, "Oh yeah, like just like riff off my jokes," and then some guy in the front row was like, "Great set, man. I love like." He's like one-on-one. When you're doing one-on-one, you have to go for them like that. And I was like, "Whoa, okay." I didn't think I was going for it. I thought I was just having a good time.
Yeah, I wouldn't say it's going for someone, but it's also like it's a different style of comedy. Of like I have funny things to say about what you said. It's just who can go up there and be funnier. And it's like I could say my jokes if you want, but I have funny things to say about what just happened that everyone will relate to.
Plus, you were super personable.
Yeah. They already loved me.
Yeah.
It was a
That-
shirt.
That table I was sitting. You think so?
Yeah.
Violent Femmes. I'm wearing a sweatshirt now. That table I was sitting behind them, and I didn't want to say this on stage because I didn't know if they were going to turn against me, but I did want to be like, I fucking hated them when I was sitting behind them. I was like, I hate these people. Then I went on stage, they loved me. I was like, yeah.
They loved you. I saw them. You were taking a picture for your Nice Fits win, the picture, and we're in the middle of something.
Get the fuck out, dude.
Sorry, we have new people running the open mic. They're buffoons. Sorry, just kidding.
That's a polite way to put it.
Just kidding. They're not artists. I'm an artist. I'm a Renaissance man. But anyway,
Yeah.
what you were saying. They were taking a picture when you were taking your Nice Bits picture.
Yeah.
They were all pulled their phones out. We're taking pictures on their phones of you. And it's
Yeah.
like, who are they going to show this picture to? I think they're going to go home and be like, this fucking
That
guy.
lady was taking photos of every person that's performing.
Really?
She got a photo of you, I think.
Wow.
Yeah.
They're about to Google image search you, be like, who the fuck is this guy? How can I follow him?
Oh, I wish. I was like, yeah, I was bad at that. I'm always bad at like when people are like, good set. I want to be like, maybe this weekend will be a good one because I feel like a lot of people will probably say good set.
On Instagram?
Hmm?
Are you saying you
Follow me on Instagram? No, but I just want to be like, what's your name? That's what I want to say. Because I always go, thank you.
Thank you. How'd you hear about the show? Why are you talking to me? What's your deal?
It is funny that you like can be like so affable and likable on stage, and then off stage you're like, please leave.
It was all a bit. I hate you. I said I loved you. It was a lie. I
No,
just wanted to win.
It was fun. These Nice Bits are fun though because it's like when you're like, oh, I could go up 10th or in my case 11th, which was huge because I think either they miscounted or I think one of the drop-ins was
One of the drop-ins did 5.
Okay.
Yeah.
So I thought he was just so bad. They were just like, we'll just do 2 more pools.
I was not a drop-in. In case anyone was wondering.
Nope, cold open.
Was not me.
Coldo, did you guys already talk about how that went?
I prefer not to.
And
I prefer not to
then
revisit
Kenny was
it.
like, so if you're going to lean on crowd work when you're bombing like he was.
Every time I get off stage, I'll be like, I shouldn't talk about my thing, but every time I get off stage, I'll be like, little bit better. And then Kenny would be like, just so in case anyone was wondering, that was a bomb.
They are getting better. I think each week has gotten. You haven't seen the last. I know you saw. I know you saw the first one,
Bro, in the group chat, our Friday group chat, this week, I was dying laughing because Luke sent a message that said, what did it say?
I was just like, I don't know if I've been winning, but I can't remember the last time I lost.
and then Seth goes, a cold open amnesia.
Ruined my whole day. Ruined my whole goddamn day.
That was such a good insult. It was insane. That was one of the funniest things Seth's ever said.
Because obviously I'm joking. Obviously I know that I lost. You don't gotta remind me. I have no
Cold open
amnesia. I wake up in a cold sweat thinking that I gotta go up.
You're just packing. You're like, fuck me. God damn it.
Wait, so you're going to miss the Nice Bits cold open next week?
Correct. Correct.
That's so funny. You got 3
it?
months to do it.
I don't know. I threw Seth out there, but obviously you. I was like, I'm not gonna be here next week. So Seth, Gabe, I don't know.
No, Seth. Let Seth take it.
Emphasis on the gay.
It'd be cool.
Yeah, seriously. Yeah.
But this
Cold
okay, so
opens.
okay,
Yeah,
so
we
back
didn't
to
mention
these
your
Nice
thing.
Bits. So like when these Nice Bits are great because it's like I do love like when there's one more person left and like the people on the board are like Noah, Seth, me,
Yeah.
Nick, like people who are like they could go up and really legitimately take this, you know?
Me.
Obviously I prefer it to be me. You?
It could be me. Continue.
Not anymore. Way to derail the whole conversation.
Bro, come on.
Sorry, my bad.
Just to embarrass yourself?
Keep going.
You think you're a lock? I mean, I don't think any of those other people are locks, to be honest. Besides me, but so it's great when you get pulled last. You go up there the whole night. You know, I did think they were gonna hate me a little bit because I don't deal well with rowdy crowds, but I was able to get them on my side with the riffing. Which I usually don't riff like that.
Love a riff.
And I ended it with a new joke too.
What was it? I didn't
It was
see
the one about smoking weed.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, so
The thing is, throughout the night, there was like always an energy in the room, which sometimes at nice bits it feels very dead. But even with like the heckling, it's like they were still listening. Like they just didn't know.
When I was up there, they like were not. They were listening though. Yeah, that was nice because they were talking through some people's sets.
They were,
but I think I caught them at the beginning with like the first joke, so I think that was like huge too.
Yeah.
But that lady in the front did not like in the minute. Did you see that? Because she was talking, and I was like, "Oh, what's wrong?" Or no, it was in the 3 minutes. I was like, "What's wrong?" And she was like going like this, like covering her mouth. And I was like, "I can still see you're talking." And they didn't want to play with me at all. But they're in the front fucking row.
Who does want to play with you?
Never. I was gonna say something mean.
Was it about my mom?
It was, but I love Karen too much. I have to stop making jokes about Luke's mom. I would never.
Your occasional
unless she wanted
vacation
to.
home.
Also, viewers, I know that it looks like I'm lower. It looks like I'm lower in the frame, but I'm 6 foot.
That's not true. You're like 5'7".
Okay, let's continue. Anyway, so you're
the short
set.
king. There was that guy that was talking about short kings. I was like, "Where's Luke for
That's
the short
true.
king?"
I am not sure, but I am a king. But
You're 5'7", aren't you?
No, I'm 5'10", bro.
Oh, you just go at 5'7" energy. We can hear someone singing on stage right now.
Nick. Okay.
Okay, so yeah, what about the set? What do you guys ask? You haven't asked me any questions.
You tried to, but you're just bulldozing the whole
No,
conversation.
I think I asked two.
I'm bulldozing the conversation.
You've derailed all of my riffs.
We got 2 questions. I
Well,
think
no.
that's
How
plenty.
do you feel? But how do you feel about like you're not really a riff god? Some people are considered a riff god. Some people are considered a riff god. But you went up and riffed. What made you want to do that? Were you just in the moment? And you're like, fuck it, or were you planning on like I'm gonna be loose?
It was a thing. Well, it was a thing where I was just like, I'm gonna need to like get this audience some way.
Oh, okay, yeah.
And so I was like, okay, I want to riff. And then the grower thing. She said the grower thing, and I was like, well, that's a funny joke to make.
Yeah.
And I was like, okay, I don't know how that's gonna go, but you know, like a hacky fat joke is always gonna win a crowd over.
Classico.
And then the dick joke is like it's one of my favorite jokes, but like I never do it because like it doesn't really fit anywhere. It's kind of vulgar for no reason.
Yeah.
And like it has to come up organically. You can't just be like, well, I don't have a small dick. It's like
my dick's actually quite large.
yeah. But and then I got to the material, and the material was like fine, and then I did like that I did a joke that I in my set had written to like hide. I was gonna like hide the weed smoking joke, but I was like, I'll just do it at the end. We'll see. I think I already did good enough.
Yeah. No, it was good. It seemed like the same thing happened with your minute too, where it was like you went up and riffed a lot, and they were all on your side. I think also with rowdy crowds, when you do riff, I think they immediately seem to trust you. I think because it's like. I'm just funny talking about this, talking about that. I'm saying the things that you wish you could say, but you're too stupid and dumb and drunk. Mm-hmm. So I'll say it for you. Sorry.
Yeah, I think that is a little bit of what it is because like that Mexican joke, like it is funny. I think the teardrop tattoo joke, but I don't think that joke does as well if I don't like do the riffs at the top.
No, yeah, that crushed.
I think they're like, okay, that was good. But I think since they're on my side, and then I even was like, okay, I'll do a joke. You know what I mean? They're like, oh, okay, cool. Like, we like you. Like, do a joke now, you know?
Especially because that joke, I mean, like, suicide jokes, like, if they're on your side, they're like, oh, that's funny. He would never.
Right, yeah.
And then you're like,
you're in your bag.
Yeah.
I heard people talking out there. They're like, damn, he's in his bag. They were.
Quoted.
Who was saying that? Like, some other comics?
Some other comics here.
They're like, damn, he was in his bag
hot
tonight.
Chicks, really hot.
It was
chicks.
really hot chicks.
Yeah, they came up to me and they're like, "Yo, do love you, but John, he's in his bag."
They said they loved you.
Yeah, they're like, "Love you."
Okay, so this is a fake story. I don't know. I feel like I believed it until they said they loved you.
Wait, you actually believed it?
Yeah.
This is the riff god. This is the bit king.
Bit king.
Please don't play any clips from my set.
Yeah, that would be so funny if after Riff God, it's you being like, okay, you're gonna shut the fuck up.
Nice pizza, idiot. Literally one of the riffs I said. Yeah, why don't you eat your pizza?
Yeah. Who finishes their full meal?
Yeah, did you talk about that? Luke goes, some guy was like, say something funny during Luke's set, and then he goes, don't eat your whole meal before the show started. So bad. And then drop the mic.
That wasn't even.
He's like, I ain't afraid of you, motherfucker. He did fucking Bernie Mac
for 3 minutes.
Man, fuck you. No, but
I ain't afraid of you, motherfuckers. You eat your whole meal.
She laughing because she know. She laughing because she know. what I actually said, I did say that, but my first response was, I'm killing myself tonight, no matter what. So there's nothing you could say. And that seemed to really win them over. Once they knew that there's no effect on my life, they were like, oh.
Also, how did she expect me not to riff on her set? She was like, you should date a fat guy. That was like her like whole premise.
Riffing on a set is like the whole point of like doing
Comedy.
comedy after a person.
Yeah. The other thing, though, the thing about my phone bill, I didn't think that was gonna crush so hard.
That was so funny. Yeah, I didn't have to fuck the person who I got my phone bill from.
Yes.
Thank you, Mom.
Yes.
So funny.
But yeah, it was. My sets were a lot of fun, honestly. Yeah.
I did love Ann Flag's set though. Ann, good set.
I told Ann she had a good set.
Okay,
That's good. Humble.
Yeah. So
it was a good nice bits.
Yeah, it was a fun night.
yeah, I think it was one of those nice bits that is remembered as great because the winner came in, swooped in, and saved the day. You know, at the end.
It is like one of those. I remember 8 others. 8 others just like that.
I think let's end on that note. Thank you guys so much. This has been the night.
Wait, what nice bits is this? Do you know?
For you?
No, do you know like
84? Honestly, I'm just bullshitting right now. I have no fucking
Is it 90
clue.
yet?
I think we're closing in on it.
If it's not 90 yet and I've won 9, that means I've won over 10% of the nice bits.
Good night.
I've won 6.